What's up, guys? So let's talk about your next 90-day push. The moment I'm recording this, obviously, if you're here live or if you're catching up and you're watching this later, is at the beginning of a quarter. Okay. I'm recording this on June 28th, and it's a Monday in 2021. Now, I plan everything by the quarter. Okay. Like I live by the 90-day pattern. I don't plan ahead by the year. All right. I learned that years ago that we really can't accomplish what we want to accomplish thinking things through 9, 10 months from now. Stay in 90-day increments. That's really, really important. Okay. What's up? So great to see everybody. I'm going to turn on my phone here so I can actually say hey to folks as you guys drop in because y'all are just so fun to hang out with. So basically plan in 90-day increments. I really want to drive that point home before I get into that like long planning process and what's important in the next 90 days. Plan in 90-day increments. Cian, it's so good to see you. Make sure you think 90 days. Okay. Have I said that enough? Great. Number next, not a next thing in the next line, but make sure you're doing a couple things. Plan in 90-day increments. Don't get into 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. We've all learned over the past year or two, we have no idea what's coming in the future. We all knew that intuitively, but really it's practical. We don't know what's going on. So just stay tight. All right. I do have a plan that runs out for me, like my goals for a year from now, 2 quarters from now, 3 quarters from now, like where I want our company to be financially, or how much time off I want to have, or fun vacation specific goals or whatever. Sure. But when it comes to getting tactical and practical, it's 90 days. Think 3 things through as you're planning your next 90 days. My team and I plan our next 90 days, every 90 days in 2-day increments. All right. So at the end of each quarter, we take that last week. If you look at the calendar, it's super cool how this works out. There's always a weird week between quarters. Like again, right now, as I'm recording this, June 28th, 2021, there is a weird week right here. This week is split between June and July, between Q2 and Q4. All right. Super convenient. Every quarter on the calendar does that. So weird. Don't know why. Take that broken week between the quarters and make that your planning week. So we plan 2 days. All right. We look back in one day and we look forward in the next day. What was working, what didn't work last quarter. And then the next day, we look at what are we going to do about it in this next quarter? What are we going to do to hit our goals to make as much money in as least the most amount of money, least amount of time with the most fun for me and my team members. Okay. Really focused on fun. We like enjoying our jobs. What makes the most amount of money in the least amount of time? And it's fun to do. Okay. We screen last quarter through that filter as we're looking back. And we just take notes, pick up a Google Doc, just take some notes. It's not that hard. Don't overthink this. You don't need a fancy notebook. You don't need to complicate this. Get a Google Doc out. Just start brainstorming. If you got a team, bring your key team members in the process. If you don't, it's just you, go solo on this. What worked last quarter? What was fun? What was profitable? What took the least amount of my time to make the most money that I actually enjoyed doing? Write it down. What worked or what didn't work about doing more of that kind of stuff? Write it down. Step back. Turn the phone and the computer off of all the notifications. Just think about what worked or didn't work around money, profitability, time, took the least amount of your time, and fun that you really enjoyed doing last quarter. Now, as you critique last quarter, what worked and what didn't work, color code the things that worked or didn't work, put them in separate bullet points, what worked, what didn't work, build a grid on your Google Doc, what worked and what didn't work, little columns, however you want to sort that out. Just think about it. Take the time, think about it. Then section 2, we break our planning days into 2 days because I want to be able to sleep. After I write that stuff down, I need to be able to sleep. I want my team to take a break, sleep, come back the next day fresh. We think of a lot of things during that evening or that next morning, like what's working, what's not working. Oh my gosh, that's right. We add to that list as we're going along. We keep that Google Doc open for that evening. I don't want my team working at night, but I do want to make sure that they're there and available and it's on their minds, on my mind. Okay. Day 2, for instance, we're doing our look back today, this afternoon, actually in real life. And then day 2, tomorrow, we'll come back and we'll start breaking down what worked and what didn't, and what are we going to do about it? It really comes down to what are we going to do about it now? We want to hit these certain goals. So based on what we remembered about last quarter, what worked and what didn't work, what are we going to do this next quarter to make this quarter significantly better in time? How much time it takes us to do stuff? Money, how much money does it make us? How much profitability there is? And fun, what are we going to do to enjoy along the way? And we're looking for things that are broken or things that we can really step up on. And we just make a list that's endless. We just go to town. We talk about our processes. We talk about the people on our team, people we outsource to, our clients. We talk about our own personal management of, like, how did I do as a boss? Was I helping? Did I get in your way, guys? What did I do right or wrong? We talk about that, and we're really open about that, me and my key team members. All right. Again, if it's just you, be honest. You got key team members, get them in the process, learn from them, be open, be honest, be ready to grow. That's how we think that we just make this list. It's all about processes, people, outsourcers, profitability measures. Where are we profitable? Where are we not? Why are we not? Why were we? Are we in the way? All that kind of stuff. Just get it out there. And then we take about 10 minutes. Once we're done just kind of brainstorming everything, it's a mess. It's a big document, usually a couple of pages long. And we start categorizing these things. Which of these things are more process oriented that we could like build a process or use technology to get around? Which of these things that we really want to fix or overcome or grow in are people? Do we need to hire a key person? Do we need to go find someone we can outsource to? Someone on Fiverr or Upwork, just hand a project to? And which of these things are really, the products or services we're selling? Should we stop selling or start selling, or stop providing this service or start providing this service? Those are the kind of three categories: processes, people, and then the profitability measures around our products and services. That's the kind of way I just kind of break them down loosely on the document. Okay. This is super easy, guys. Don't overthink this. The biggest thing to do is to step away and be strategic. It's not about how you fill out the paperwork. Then I got them broken down. All the things we brainstormed. Here's all the things we could do, fix, change, whatever, about processes, people, and then the products and services. Cool. Nice list. Now, here's the hard part. You get to pick 3 things on that list that you're going to handle, you're going to do, you're going to fix, you're going to change, you're going to grow, whatever. 3 things on that list that you get to do in the next 90 days. So again, as I'm recording this live right now, if you're watching the replay of this in the future, it is the end of Q2 in the year I'm in, 2021, and it is about to be the beginning of Q3. I don't care that it's not the end of a calendar year. I think in quarters. I do not think in years. Think in quarters. What am I going to do in the next 90 days? My team and I get to pick 3 things that we're going to do. Now, in my world, we have 2 different agencies. I have a done-for-you agency that builds marketing and growth plans for surgeons and subspecialties in rural niche communities that only offer cash pay options. All right, very niche. The team that runs that gets 3 things. Okay, they get their own 3 priorities. The team that runs all this elite agency stuff that you see here, our communities, our masterminds, our online products, our coaching calls, the free coaching calls we give you guys here that y'all can just jump on and get questions answered, the Q&A we do here, all that stuff is managed by a team. That team gets 3 priorities for all of it, right? They might say, oh my gosh, Chris, we want to be out there and being on more stages or doing more Facebook Lives or being on Clubhouse more or starting a new mastermind program, whatever. Cool. Whatever it is, we get 3. You don't get 3 in the mastermind category. No, you get 3 overall for that one brand, for everything elite agency. So if you have multiple brands you're running, each brand can have 3 priorities because it's often 3 separate teams that are running that. Each team gets 3. That's how it works. If you've got one brand, which I would strongly encourage you to have one thing you focus on unless you have a significant team that can handle more than one thing. Pick one thing. That's your brand. You get to have 3 priorities there. Doesn't matter if they're processes, people, profit, projects, different processes and services or programs and services you want to offer. Doesn't matter. 3 things. It could be all in the processes, all in the projects you want to grow, all in the people. I don't care. You pick 3. Here's the thing. Pretend as you're doing this 3 pick that you can only do those 3 in the next 90 days. That's the rules of the game. There's no way you can cheat. Pick the 3. If you realize as you've grouped things into process sections and people sections and then, projects or services or programs you want to offer, products you want to offer, if you've grouped them that way and you're like, Really, some of these are kind of the same thing. Fine, group them together. That's a small cheat you can afford yourself. Don't cheat too much there. But if you want to group a few things together and say, this is a people issue, we got to figure out hiring 2 key team members or outsourcing 2 main things in our business. Great. That could be a thing that you can combine if they're both related, and you could put that together. All right. But ultimately, you get to do 3 major projects this quarter. That's it. Focus on those 3 and crush them. Like, do them with excellence, do them with 100% focus, get those 3 things done. If you say, Chris, I really narrowed it down to 2. That's what I want to do. 2's even better. 1's even better. All right. I'm not trying to say pick 3 or less, not 4. All right. There's so much research behind this, guys. You don't need to overthink this. 3 is the max we can handle as teams or as humans to really be good at any period of time that we're working in. 90 days is a pretty fast run. I want you to be so focused on 90 days, like this is your entire year. The next 90 days is all that matters. You got 12 weeks. 12 weeks is what's in every 90-day period. That 13th week, it's a half week between the quarters or periods. That's your planning week. You got 12 weeks to crush it. Pretend that each week, each 5-day week is a month, right? You used to think in months. You used to be like, oh, I've got a year to plan. I'm going to plan this out. And I got this whole year to work with every month, January, February, March, to hit my goals. Nope. Now it's all about weeks. You got week 1. That's what your January used to be. You got week 2 in your quarter. That's what your February used to be. You got week 3. That's what your March used to be. Get it done. Like, drill this thing down. You got 3 main projects you're going to hit this quarter. Break it down into the ones that are highest priority to least priority, and break that down major pieces of the project week by week by week, and execute. Execution is where this comes down and really gets things done. Obviously, most of us love planning and strategizing and thinking about, what are we going to do next quarter? What are we going to do next year? Oh my gosh, I'm going to make $100,000, $1 million, $10 million a month, whatever your goal is. Stop. What are you going to do this quarter? You got 12 weeks to execute. Get the stuff done. Get it done. Here's a unique part of what this quarter looks like for me. In the summertime, my family and I travel. We've done that for a while now. For the past 7 or 8 years now, we've built our business with systems and people and processes like I teach you guys here. And we take long summer vacations, like 4 to 7, 8 weeks, somewhere in there. We take the summer off. We're just about to leave. So that for me is a pretty big bump in the road when it comes to profitability and productivity. So my teams have projects they're going to be working on. One of the 3 projects we're working on while I'm away. Like, when I'm away, I'm away. Like, for real, we take time off. They're going to be working on stuff while I'm gone. That's important to note. If you're like, Chris, I want to take a week vacation or a 4-week vacation or a 2-week vacation or whatever in the middle of this next quarter, plan that in. You no longer have 12 weeks to work with now. You have 8 weeks or 10 weeks or whatever's left. Plan your projects accordingly. Maybe that means you can only handle 2 major projects. Here's the mistake you don't want to make. Don't go build 3 or 4 projects. Again, 4 is horrible. Don't do it. Don't go build 3 projects into your next quarter if you know you're really not going to be able to accomplish that, and take time off. Back it up. What are the 3, the 2, the 1 most important project? Do that and make sure you can take real time off. Honestly, I would say the most profitable thing I do as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as someone who's in charge of the strategy and the key leadership for my team and my clients, is taking time off. It's the mental space you get where you can actually step back, not just rest and rejuvenate and get reset, but to be able to, during that rejuvenation time, not work, not check email, not check text, be completely unplugged and just stop. Because when you do that, it's going to take you 2 or 3 days to slow down, and then you're going to slow down. And then 2 or 3 days after the slowdown period, all of a sudden, really good ideas, really brilliant strategies, really clear vision is going to start showing up. And you just simply make a quick note on your phone. Don't text your team members about it. Just get a notepad out and set it down. Jot that idea down, set it down, go back to vacation. Don't start planning. Don't start Googling the next brand you want to have or getting on GoDaddy and trying to figure out, domain names. Don't do that. Just jot the idea down, put it down, go back to vacation. dump the ideas, they're going to start coming. But it takes pure time off to be really that strategic. So going back to planning, if you got questions, by the way, right here live, feel free to ask them. I'll jump in while I'm here. Go back to planning. Go back, plan in 90-day increments. All right. Spend a few hours looking back. Then break if you can. Take a night off. Sleep on it. Come back the next day to do your forward plan. Think about, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to change? What are you going to step up on? What are you going to quit doing? What are you going to outsource? What are you going to fix? Do that stuff the next day. Jot all those ideas down. Don't get too in the weeds tactically. Just jot the big ideas down. We got to start accomplishing this. We got to fix this. We got to change this. We got to start really getting good at whatever, Clubhouse, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you want to do. Figure it out. What's going to be your priorities? And then focus on that. For instance, if I was going to say, I'm going to get, by the way, I have a Clubhouse account. I don't use Clubhouse, right? I'm really stingy with my time, folks. Really stingy, because we only have so much this time on the planet Earth. We got to be right. I spend a very small amount of time working. So you want to make sure that you're being strategic. Clubhouse is not a strategic time use for me. I love Clubhouse. It's just not my space. But if I was going to say, we're going to start really focusing on Clubhouse this next 90 days, I would not also say, and YouTube, and we're going to really crack the code on LinkedIn, and crack the code on Facebook, and we're going to build a webinar, and we're going to start running ads to this. No. Pick 3 things. I need to hire a new team member. Okay, that's one thing. That's a big deal. Sourcing them, interviewing them, finding them, training them, all that stuff. That's a big project, right? I'm also going to get really active on Clubhouse. Okay, that's a big thing. That's going to take you an hour a day, a couple hours a week, whatever, 5 hours a week. It's time intensive. That's thing number 2. You can't just show up on Clubhouse, get an account, and start talking and hoping people show up in your room. It just doesn't work that way. You got to engage people. You got to show up in other people's rooms. You got to start building a following. You got to start being a cool person out there in other people's audiences. It takes time. That's a thing. That's the second thing. And let's say I'm going to really narrow down, an organic prospecting process on Facebook or on LinkedIn or Instagram, wherever your audience you think there are, wherever you want to hang out. Awesome. That's thing number 3. Those 3 things right there are all I'm handling. That means I'm not building a new funnel. I'm not building a new webinar. I'm not building a new ad sequence on Facebook. I'm not doing any of those things. Clubhouse, organic prospecting on LinkedIn, let's say, and, getting really good at hiring. I'm going to hire a new person and train them. Wow. Chris, but there's so many other things that are important. I know. Keep them on your list. Put them under a section that says the next quarter's name, Q3, Q4, whatever the next quarter is for you when you're watching this, and get it done right. Do those 3 things. Otherwise, we kind of get halfway in. Sorry for the language, but we half-ass them. It's the truth. We're all there, right? We go after what we think is coolest. We don't do that great at it. And then we say, oh, that's crap. It didn't work. So-and-so said Clubhouse was where it's at. It didn't work. It's probably because you didn't do it right and didn't focus enough time on it. That's usually where it's at. Oh my gosh, Facebook is the worst. Nobody's on Facebook anymore. No, like most of the planet's on Facebook. Yeah, people have their gripes, but if you want to get good on a platform, get good on a platform. Focus. Pick 3 things and focus. It pays to focus, folks. Jesse, what's up, dude? Hey, Chris, thank you for being such an example. Oh man, Jesse, so great to have you here, dude. This is a great community, you guys, and it really is. We don't sell, pitch, all that kind of stuff in this community. We don't allow people to sell and pitch in this community. That's why if you scroll through forever, it's clean. We're here to answer your questions. Jesse, you're awesome. Each of you can build the most amazing high-ticket coaching or mastermind programs. We talk a lot about how we built that right here. We're here to answer your questions. So many high-end coaches and experts and mastermind leaders in this community. If you have questions about how to do it, ask questions, guys. There's tons of experts in this community. We don't pitch here. We answer questions. All right. If you're building a done-for-you agency, like I've got, like so many other people in this community have, probably half the people in here have high-ticket masterminds and a done-for-you agency. Half of them in here have done-for-you agencies, and they're dabbling into the coaching and mastermind area. It's kind of both sides coming at it from different angles. All that to say, there's enormous experts in this community. Jesse, what a great example of a great guy in this community. Ask your questions here, folks. We'll get you answers. You jump on the call with one of our coaches. We'll figure something out. We got limited calls for that, but we'll get it on there. Ultimately, we want to get you moving. Here's what matters for us. Here's where the freedom has come into play. Once I realized how to get money in a small amount of time. It gave me the freedom to have fun, not just because I got to choose what I do professionally that I enjoy doing. Lucky me, right? That's a rare thing on planet Earth. I like what I do, but I do it highly profitably in a small amount of time, which means that when I'm not working, which I enjoy work, but when I'm not working, I get to have fun too because I got resources and time. So many of us get sucked into this model of work that's just hustle, 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 and we don't get freedom. I used to be there. You kids can do the same thing. All right. So back to this planning conversation, having a really good planning conversation and doing it in 90-day increments is a really key foundational piece to getting your time back, focusing on the right projects and being very focused for 90 days at a time, 90-day blitzes. By the way, I take typically an extra long weekend at the end of every 90-day blitz. We do our planning days on Mondays and Tuesdays. Then the goal is to take a long weekend off at the end of every 9 days. You don't have a vacation coming, just to rest and relax and then get back after it, crush the next 12 weeks. Jesse, I'm focusing on prospecting on LinkedIn. Perfect. Jesse, great example. So LinkedIn prospecting versus Facebook prospecting or Instagram or YouTube or Clubhouse or whatever. Jesse loved that as an example. LinkedIn prospecting is different than Facebook prospecting. It's definitely different than TikTok prospecting, right? And definitely different than YouTube prospecting. If you want to go after an audience, here's the secret that nobody tells you, but it's the obvious truth. Every platform has your audience on it, okay? There are high-end CEO executives who make $20 million a year who are avid TikTok followers. It's not just teenagers, okay? There are little old people. Did I say that so politically incorrect? There are people who are more experienced than I am on planet Earth who crush YouTube and just amazing. They follow YouTubers and they lead enormous YouTube audiences. And you think, what? People in their 80s, YouTube? That's for a different crowd. No. There are people on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you are. Everybody's everywhere, all right? There's cross-referencing audiences. Pick the platform. If you want to focus on a new organic outreach or paid outreach program, pick a platform and crush it for 90 days. Your audience is there. A lot of platform picking comes down to two things. One, which one do you like working on the most? What do you like? You know, I love Facebook groups. I wish LinkedIn had groups that were as good as Facebook groups. LinkedIn needs to step up their functionality of groups, right? Pick a platform you like to hang out on, that you like functioning on. I don't like a lot of the things about Facebook, but I do like Facebook groups. So I've started a few. I lead a few. I'm members of several that I like. I'm members of a road biking group and an electric skateboarding group that aren't even professionally oriented. It's a great way to hang out. Two, so pick the number one you like, that you like hanging out on. Two, if the one you like also coincides with a super large population of the people you want to target market to, yay you. But be careful not to go jump on a platform you just freaking hate and it's all dysfunctional just to chase your audience, because your audience is on every platform. So ideally you pick a platform you love and you're willing to commit to, because success on any platform comes down to showing up and doing it over and over and over again, getting good at it and building your own space there. And it's convenient when your market also hangs out there. So if you're marketing to the suit and tie crowd or a more corporate crowd, obviously LinkedIn has a lot of those people on there. They're on every other platform too, by the way, but they're easier to find on LinkedIn because most of them are kind of that way. If you love LinkedIn and you're marketing to that more corporate or business crowd, yay you, double hit there. If you're marketing that corporate or business crowd, they're on Facebook too. But if you don't like LinkedIn, you like Facebook more, then you might have to do a little extra digging to find them and pull them into a Facebook group or something on Facebook. Yeah. Anyway, Jesse, great comment there. Hi, Chris from AO. AO, what's up? It's so great to see you. Hope you're doing well, AO. Where are you in the world right now? AO travels a ton. She's such a cool person. Good to see you, AO. Yeah, so ultimately, kids, go after this planning thing the right way, okay? No more thinking in years. I haven't thought in years. I think in quarters. The end of the year, December 31 to January run rollover, has nothing to do with anything other than I live in the States. So the taxes and the IRS are on a calendar basis. That's the only thing the year end means to me. None of my goals, none of our team functionality, nothing is built around the calendar year. It's all built around calendar quarters. We can function in 90-day hits. We crush 90-day hits. We get 12 weeks to go get it. So this week we're planning, we're looking back at the last 12 weeks, what worked, what didn't work, and looking at the 3 things we're going to pick off of a big list of brainstormed ideas that we're going to go after in the next 90 days, 12 weeks. My team and I all have different levels of vacation coming the next 12 weeks. It's the summer here in the States, and we got to get this figured out right. Let's see here. Ao, oh, you're back. You were in Mexico. Thank you. Yeah, you're the coolest. No, you. Glad to see you. I was missing your lives. Ao, welcome back from Mexico, back over. I'm assuming you jumped back across the Atlantic and you're back in Europe. It's great to see you. Mexico is great. What a fun trip too. What a fun thing to kind of roll around the world. I like going far. If you're going to get to an airport, go far. You know, you're already doing it. Jump somewhere. Latasha, what's up? So good to see you. Thanks for this. My team is flying in for 4-day strategic planning meeting. No way. Oh, that's super cool. Latasha, that's super cool. Love doing the live face-to-face. Yeah, you know, it's fun. Live events with your team, they're worth like the experience you get, the connection you get, the real work you get, not only the fun you get, it's worth like a year's worth. A weekend like that is a year's worth of Zoom calls. I mean, it's just so fantastic. Yay, you, Latasha. Love it. Get out there and, it's so great. You know what else Latasha's great? And Ao getting to go to Mexico, and we're about to head out to the mountains. It's just great to see people again, right? Oh my gosh. So great to see people. Here in the States, most areas of the States, even the more conservative, like COVID conservative sections, most places, if you got your vaccine now, you can get out and do stuff. I guess that's kind of Scout's honor on who has their vaccine or not, rolling into a store or restaurant with or without a mask. But I'm not trying to be political about any of that. That's over. Whatever. It's behind us. Move on, folks. Let's love each other. Let's be kind to each other and be awesome and get out there and support each other's communities, no matter where they fall on any of these spectrums. Let's just pin that down. We're soapboxing here now, right? No matter where you stand politically, no matter what you look like, no matter who you love, no matter if you got the shot in your arm or not, I am here for you. I guess it's going to make me cry saying that. I am here for you, and I'm so glad you guys are here for me. Because our differences make us awesome, and our differences open our eyes. But ultimately, we're all flying around this great, big, crazy rock together, so let's make the most of it, right? Let's get out there. And right now, getting to get out, and Jill and I getting to see our friends, and our kids getting to see their friends, and getting to go play, and getting to go experience life again, seeing live music. We saw live music 2 weeks ago for the first time. What an experience. Oh my gosh. So, Latasha, well done. So glad you get to go have some freaking fun and see your people. That's it for me today, folks. You guys are just awesome. You kids are great. Love hanging out here. What a cool community. Go out there, be awesome. Do work, get results. That does not mean embrace the hustle life. As you know, it's not me. Don't go work 60 hours. Chill out. Do as much work as you need to make as much money as possible and enjoy doing it. That's what we talk about here constantly. Constantly. You guys got this. All right. Lean in, ask questions here in the comments, ask questions in the group. We answer them. We put together content just for you guys. If you're stuck and you're feeling kind of shy about it, and you don't want to ask it publicly, fine. Choose a private message. Any of the admins in our group, you see multiple admins in our group, they'll get the questions to me or to one of our coaches. We'll reach out. We'll get you some content. We'll point you in the right direction. We'll introduce you to other experts in our community. If we can help you, we will. We got you. We're all in this together. Build those high ticket masterminds, build your groups, build your coaching programs. If you're doing a done for you agency and a coaching program and you've meshed that together, that's the double win. Love it. Like whatever you're struggling with, bottom line is make as much money as possible in as little amount of time as possible, because time's your limited resource in life. You only got so much of that. You can make more money. Figure out being efficient with your processes and systems, get the people in place, make money in as little time as possible, and enjoy every step. I will see you guys tomorrow for more Q&A. We'll rock this thing. You guys are the best. Peace out.